Hello, my name is Abe, and today we are going to be taking a look at Metal Hellsinger, a first-person rhythm shooter similar to BPM, which I played recently. Metal Hellsinger released in 2022. I haven't taken a look at it yet until now, because I recently played BPM because I wanted to do some Let's Look At things. Metal Hellsinger was released to positive reviews. It has about the same number of reviews as BPM on Steam, maybe even a little bit higher rated reviews, so I figured let's play some Metal Hellsinger. Compared to, I am going to be making a lot of comparisons to BPM here, as well as Doom, because in comparison to something like BPM, Metal Hellsinger has a way more semi-realistic demon visual thematic quality about it. We're going to have better level environments with more detail as opposed to the oversaturated monochromatic visuals in BPM. Hopefully the combat in Metal Hellsinger is just as good though, because I very much enjoyed the music and the combat in BPM. So far, I'm enjoying the metal soundtrack of Metal Hellsinger. I'm not like a huge metal fan, but I listen on occasion. I think I have a copy of Black Halo somewhere. Let's play. Start demo. There's a tutorial and then Stygia, which I assume is one of the levels from the base game. This is the demo to Metal Hellsinger, freely available on Steam, and the game is $30 on Steam, in case you were curious. We're gonna play through the tutorial though. And hopefully the audio is balanced correctly. It's kind of hard to balance the audio in a rhythm game because you need to make sure that the music is able to be heard, but also not drowning out the voice of whoever you're listening to. Currently, that's me, so hopefully it is fine. Anguish gates are the judges' okay, never mind.
Don't know why I'm so happy remembering it. Her coming to get me and all, but I am. It's like a storm coming from far, far away. I felt it in the air.
Man, there's so many things to talk about just in that little opening sequence right there. You have a lot more of a focus on story and character development in Metal Hellsinger as opposed to something like BPM. We're getting a look at the character and also that the demons of this place are afraid of us for some reason. And way better landscapes than we ever gotten in BPM. Although this very much is like reminds me of Doom. It very much does. Kind of has the just lava landscape with, you know, floating rocks and structures, and then they kind of look like butterflies, but they're huge, so they're like demon butterflies. We have a sword. This is a rhythm-based shooting game. I assume we're gonna get a gun at some point. The chevrons in the middle of the screen, those indicate the beat that you have to attack to in order to actually attack. If you try to attack off of the beat, well, in BPM you could not attack out of the beat. Maybe you can attack out of the beat in Metal Hellsinger. We'll learn more about that when we actually engage in some more combat.
Marionettes. Hated them.
Marionettes. Press left, click to attack. This enemy is not attacking me though. I like that his chest glows to the beat as well. And I also like, it's very difficult to notice, but there's a nice little bit of character art happening here. These are marionette enemies. They're called marionettes. If you look closely, you can see a vertical line extending, several of them extending up into the sky from like the wrists and the shoulders of the enemy because they're being manipulated from above. That is such a cool, unique little touch for the enemy. And of course, their legs aren't used for anything because they're being suspended by they're being suspended by lines. Can you attack those enemies by hitting the strings holding them? That's actually very interesting. Big if true. Hello. Let's see. No, you cannot actually do that. I think I was just hitting his head or something. So, there is a beat to follow. It looks like this is a 4-hit combo sword. The third hit didn't look like it did any damage. 330 and then 670. Perform 4 attacks to the beat. I am definitely trying that game. Also looks like that 4th attack is like a ranged attack. So I wanna test something here. So you have to attack to the beat, otherwise you don't do any damage. It's interesting then that they even let you attack to the beat rather than doing the BPM thing of going when it happened. We have a dash. I remember reading that from one of the loading tips while I was doing a little bit of testing here. You can dash with the beat. You can dash outside of the beat. That's honestly kind of nice because in BPM you had to dash with the beat. And you have a double jump. Now I'm wondering if we can dash twice in the air. No, you have to land in order to get your dash back. Another little difference there. Glowing enemies are vulnerable. Tap E on the beat to slaughter them. Oh, I should probably close the menu. It is pretty much a glory kill. When I saw Metal Hellsinger, when I saw that it had from the screenshots a more like hell demon aesthetic, in my head I thought to myself that, ooh, the game really does not like me jumping up into this little crevice here. Oh, kind of makes me a little nauseous. The game really does remind me of Doom, and to the extent that it even has glory kills is kind of hilarious, because that is complete ripoff and probably unnecessary, but you know what? They get to do whatever they want with their own damn video game. Also, can you attack out of the beat? Because I did 50 damage to that enemy. We gotta experiment more.
We didn't need words. We understood each other without them. Guess it sounds like love at first sight, don't it? You see, the whole universe has a rhythm. Well, it's kind of my pulse. And when I'm with her, we sort of become one. Her music is my music, and my voice is her voice.
Is this actually our cowboy narrator here, the floating skull? Man, when she grabbed me by the head, I felt like I was in love, don't you know? Such a strange contrast between Rock'em Sock'em Cowboy and Demon Queen. Paz can be used for keeping fury up, even without demons around. There we go. And I see that there is, in fact, a combo meter. Your fury meter is at the top of the screen. Yes, it is. So hold on, let me see. Fury increases by doing actions. Perfect gives the most boost. So there is no half beat, but you can still shoot on the half beat. It just does less damage. It was doing 30 instead of 120. Interesting. So you can, if you really wanted to, you don't even have to shoot to the beat. You can just spam your shots as much as you want. Interesting. And you do have to press E on the beat because I missed it there. Pick up the pulsating fury boost, 16x. This really is like a Doom, except instead of a, life up icon, it's a 16x multiplier. I picked up a fury boost. Fury is increased to 16x where the vocals kick in. Okay. I couldn't tell previously if the music got more intense just because we were in combat or what, but it's interesting to me that the music has different, like, tiers at which different things get added in. I wonder if there's instrumentation that gets added in at different levels. And I'm trying to remember, like, what games in the past have had different instruments added into the mix on occasion. And I think FTL might have a soundtrack where, I mean, let's let the multiplier drop down a little bit once I kill these enemies, because they're the ones attacking me. Well, maybe I'll let him attack me. I think FTL has a multi-tiered soundtrack. And now we've lost the vocals. Go ahead, keep hitting me. We still have the guitar. I'm sorry for, like, cutting the action to do this, but I really am curious as to whether or not... Yeah, because now the guitar's gone, and we're at 2x multiplier. And now the guitar's back. Okay, that's actually, like, pretty neat. That's a pretty neat little mechanic there. Press 2 to switch between, or sorry, to switch back to your sword. So hold on, can you actually attack off the beat with the sword? Oh, you absolutely can. I don't know why it wasn't doing that before. Ah, you know what? I'm noticing something, and I just noticed it right there. I got off beat because of the rock'em sock'em metal music here. You can combo that too. I wonder if the more extreme metal soundtrack is going to make it a little bit more difficult to kind of keep in rhyme with the beat, in rhythm with the beat. We will see is what I assume will happen when we get to the next level, because this is the tutorial, and it's just basic enemies. Cool. All right. To unlock the English Gate and exit the tutorial, defeat the remaining enemies. I thought I did, game. Your tutorial might be going for a little long. Really, you would think that these demon zombies would be putting up a little bit more of a fight. They do, it looks like they do drop HP, which is exactly what happens in Doom 2016 or Doom Eternal with the glory kills. You can find all tutorial information in the pause menu. Thank you. That looks like a very angry face.
Poor bastards. That's destiny for you. You can't unlock an anguish gate without breaking a few monsters.
Next area. Back to the main menu. Okay. I find it also very interesting that the skull, which is the narrator, also uses the proper name for things. Marionette, Anguish Gate. You know, I feel like if this was in universe, they would be using like a shorthand, like just call it the Gate. But no, it's specifically Anguish Gate, capital A, capital G. All right, let's go to the first level here and actually play a real level of Metal Hellsinger. I will say, I'm glad that there's a tutorial. BPM needed one, and it didn't have one. Enter Hell. All attacks, regardless of weapon, deal more damage when performed on beat with the music. So it even says here that you can attack off of the beat, you just do more damage on the beat. And now that I think about it, I don't know how I feel about that, because forcing the player to attack on the beat ensures that they can't get lost. And with the music being a little bit more involved and intricate with the different levels of instrumentation and also a more chaotic bass line. I mean, it's metal, so it's going to be... It might be a little harder to get that beat down in your head. You might get lost a little bit more easily. We'll see.
I remember this place like it was yesterday. Wish I didn't.
I feel like I'm constantly comparing Metal Hellsinger not only to BPM but to Doom for obvious reasons, but also because I'm coming into Metal Hellsinger already familiar and already feeling like I did the tutorial of rhythm shooting with BPM. So now I'm like, okay, now we got to compare. Now we got to find the differences between them because, you know, which is the mechanically more interesting game. That is something that I'm interested in. Oh, you can fall. It does take some of your health too. By the way, this is absolutely the first level of Doom Eternal, where you've returned to Earth, demons have invaded. About the only thing that's lacking is a giant skyscraper, tall demon walking around wrecking up the place. Although this isn't really skyscrapers, all the buildings look the same and they look kind of more like cathedrals. I don't know if this is supposed to be Hell or Earth, but I don't know. I didn't know that Hell had streetlights and I guess electrical services. Let's continue. So you can build up your beat just by using the pause head here. But it can't go any higher than your current level. This is a gun. Thank you, game.
Here's
Thank you.
Persephone. I reckon Cambion starts the murder parade.
What? All right. Persephone, Cambion, I don't know who's who. Okay, the gun, first of all, the gun automatically reloaded. Second of all, we were immediately in combat, and we did just get a shotgun. And one thing I'm noticing immediately, well, I'm noticing a lot of things immediately, and there's a lot to talk about, so I'm just running around in a circle for a second. Styx crystal good for your health. Is that these? Yes, that is those, okay. One thing I'm noticing is that the weapon has an automatic reload. I didn't have to press a reload, it just automatically reloaded on its own. And I didn't have to press anything else during the reload. It completed the whole reload animation in several beats. Let's see. 3, 4. Looks like about 5 beats. There was also a yellow chevron in the middle of the screen in the beat indicator when I was reloading. Is that a quick reload? It is. Okay. So we're learning the language of the game. Might take a minute to get familiar with everything. Missed my shot. Let's pick up one of these boosts so we can get some vocals. No, that didn't max it up to max. That didn't max it up to max. Yes. I speak for a living. There we go. I will say, at least the glory kills aren't as long as they are in Doom Eternal or Doom. I wonder, let's see how much damage this thing does off beat, because I find myself even now kind of going a little bit off beat. It still does 600 damage, I think. Hold on, there's another demon somewhere. That time it did 300. I guess it is a shotgun. It's got video game shotgun logic.
Makes a kind of electricity.
Are they in-game lore explaining to me why there are streetlights in hell? Oh my god, it's so good. Alright, so we get to go through the next door here. Oh, I gotta reload my shotgun. I guess it is video game shotgun logic, so not very good at range. Hold on. Just wanted to reload my gun. Fury up, reload to the max. All right.
Crystal nearby somewhere.
Is that those? It's an explosive barrel. Okay.
Behemoth came crashing down. City.
Don't be afraid to jump. Hold on. Reload. So there's no firing off of the beat here. It is just full beat only. Very interesting. I guess even if it's full beat only, technically the pistols are still faster than the shotgun. Because the shotgun had a... You spent 1 beat firing and 1 beat cocking it. So the pistols are just boom, 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 boom. I don't know why you would ever use the shotgun though, because the pistols are... they're the same, if not more, damage, more ammo. Oh, I'm firing off of the beat. They're more ammo, more accurate, they have more range, they're faster firing. I feel like we've already just found ourselves outgrowing that shotgun. And yeah, I'm noticing, you may have even noticed it yourself a couple of times, what the heck is Abe doing? He's firing off of the beat. Well, the soundtrack is involved, and as a result, you might find yourself 1/2 of a beat off because you are not noticing maybe the measures in the song. You're just noticing some beats and offbeats. Let me heal up here. So yeah, I'm noticing that immediately, and it makes me a little bit concerned about the game because if we have another ability too, it looks like if you're in the middle of combat and the game doesn't penalize you for firing off beat except for low damage, and you're trying to listen to the soundtrack and it has a beat happening, even right now in this section here, listen. You can kind of hear that the drummer, he's emphasizing the offbeat in his drumming right now, which that happens in music, fine, but in the video game where you have to keep track with the beat, it's gonna mess up the player. It's gonna mess up me anyways.
She saw something.
This is very Doom-esque with the, jump down a hole, continue on. I wonder if we can jump out of the hole. We can. Oh, and there's a secret up there. I want to get that secret. Hold on, that wasn't a double jump. I want to get my Max Fury combo to get those vocals back. Yeah. I don't know why I'm saying this. I'm stuck. No, oh, there we go. Oh, Jesus. All right. You look like a very strange enemy. You're green, which doesn't thematically match the visuals of these current demons that we're fighting. I guess it makes sense that the weapon reload is a little bit longer, like 5 beats, because I'm not noticing when I run out of ammo, but I am noticing the animations start to play, and then I just look for the quick reload. I wish it was a little bit more involved, though. That was part of the enjoyment in BPM, is that everything that you did had to happen to the beat, even dashing, and it all just kind of felt like an extension of the soundtrack. I don't really get that here in Metal Hellsinger. I feel like I'm just playing a shooter and there happens to be music happening at the same time. It feels a little bit disconnected. And hold on, I am not firing with the beat again because the soundtrack is a little unclear. I'm now on the beat. I do like Metal Hellsinger though. Like I'm ragging on the soundtrack a little bit and the fact that you can fire whenever you want, but visually the game looks just so much better than BPM ever did. It looks like you're playing Doom Eternal, and honestly, maybe that's enough. Maybe that's enough to say, you know, I can see where the developers came from when they developed this game, when they were like, hey, we love Doom Eternal, which, I mean, definitely the inspiration is Doom Eternal and not Doom 2016. I can kind of tell that. But, hey, we like Doom Eternal. What if you just had to shoot with the beat in Doom Eternal, and then they just had to make sure that they changed all the IP so that they wouldn't get sued, you know what I mean? Legally distinct from Doom Eternal, but also, yeah, it's Doom. Which is fair, because the music in Doom was pretty good. It fit what you had to do, which is, you know, kill demons to the beat. But unlike Doom Eternal, you have enough ammo in Metal Hellsinger that it doesn't feel like you have to chainsaw everyone again. Should have been called Doom Chainsaw Massacre. I should have seen if I could maybe handle the room in a place where the enemies couldn't have gotten to me. It said triple dash combo. No, that's off the beat, right? Okay, and that, he was playing on the thirds there. How am I supposed to figure out the beat at that point? Hold on, I need help. Also, let me use this ultimate ability. Let's get some enemies lined up. That's the wrong button. There we go. Okay. So it's just, it puts down like a little ghost version of you that shoots the pistols. I wonder what the shotgun is. Yeah, I was noticing because the shotgun was still yellow. It has a shotgun ability, it looks like. God, you look so weird. Oh. There was the shotgun ability. Give me a second. I will fight you in a minute. You know what? Why am I doing this? Use the pistols. You know, it really is Doom Eternal, and I just now realized what those enemies remind me of. I don't remember the name of them, but they were teleporting enemies that looked just like the basic imps, and they were very purple, and they would always teleport behind you and do a ton of damage. Those guys. Nope, hold on. I mean, you can... I keep beating on that drum, but... You know, even the combat arenas in Metal Hellsinger are Doom-esque. You know, you go from area to area, killing some demons, and then occasionally you come across just like one deathmatch arena room that you have to fight in. Just don't want to die here. I've been not paying attention to dodges because I have been talking about the game. I think I stunned him with the dash.
Judge's second.
Oh, okay. We're done. So what was the right click on the... Oh, I don't have the shotguns equipped. I have the pistols equipped. No health from those. The music has completely gone away here. I feel like we are approaching a boss fight potentially. But yeah, so the combat arenas in Doom Eternal, some rooms in your levels would just be large rooms with a lot of platforming and power-ups and pickups and whatnot, and then you just had to fight waves of enemies. That's what this reminds me of. You also had the Slayer Gates, I can't believe I remember the name of those, where it's an optional hard encounter where you just are in a deathmatch arena having to kill a whole bunch of enemies. And again, this is very much reminding me of that. And those enemies as well, those weird green spindly guys, very much reminded me of similar enemies from Doom. And they were also very kind of tough. They would kind of kick your ass if you let them. Lots of potential inspiration happening here. I do really like that. Unknown, unwise, undoing. Soon we're gonna get the unmaker. I like this offbeat. Oh, the music's faster here too. I was actually just gonna say, I like the fact that the soundtrack changes a little bit dynamically over the course of a run, and not just the fact that it adds instruments, but also this track kind of got a little bit muted when we were walking up to the boss arena, and now it's faster and a little bit more more actiony. Let me use this. That's my ghost. It really is a glory kill. Not particularly interested in, the boss fight just being waves of enemies, but it looks like it's waves of enemies, and then also a boss directly out of Returnal. I wish more games did bullet hell bosses. So I'm very much a fan of the fights so far.
Behold the face of infernal justice.
Are we gonna do another wave of combat? We're gonna do another wave of combat, all right. Put down my ghost. There's another one of these greeny boys. You know what they look like? They kind of look like what would happen if you took a demon and then you put it into like a character customizer from any video game made over the past 10 years and cranked all the sliders up to 11. Like, just long and spindly and green skin. Insert popular YouTuber here's character from Elden Ring. I like that effect too, where shooting through the enemy had the particles of the enemy move. Very much a Returnal thing as well. Returnal's a good game. Aspect defeated. Time spent at 16 Fury, 50%. Slaughters, headshots. I thought I said the streak. Hit streak, damage taken. Leaderboards. Yeah, I know there's no leaderboards, that's okay. And that's it. That's the demo of Metal Hellsinger. Okay. Fun game. Looks visually very impressive, but I couldn't help but notice multiple times during the play there, I was firing off of the beat. And I think a lot of that has to do with two things, one of which is the soundtrack. It's a much more involved, chaotic soundtrack. I say chaotic not to mean that it's bad. I mean chaotic as in there's more instruments happening. The beat is way more complex. There's a lot more drumming happening. It's not just like beat, beat, beat. It's and that can get a little bit confusing, especially when whoever's on the drums here is emphasizing the offbeat. You know, I never had that problem in BPM for a couple of reasons. One of which is that in BPM you could fire on the offbeat, so boom, 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 boom. But then also the music in BPM did feel a little bit more designed to be used in a rhythm shooter game. So it was designed around having powerful beats in the music that made it very difficult to get lost. And then the second part of why I was getting lost, I think, in Metal Hellsinger is that the game lets you fire your weapons out of rhythm, which I think kind of defeats the purpose of playing the rhythm shooter, is that you want to be firing to the rhythm. If it penalized you, then you would not be able to even get offbeat to begin with. You would be forced to be on beat. I think that would be a much more interesting way of encouraging the proper rhythm. lots of little things. Like in BPM, if you click the fire button just a split second early before the beat, the game would wait. It would wait to fire the weapon until the beat happened to help you to stay on that beat. And little things like that I think would certainly help to prevent that loss of rhythm in Metal Hellsinger. The game looks great, but I think that BPM performs a little bit better and has a little bit more satisfactory gameplay. In Metal Hellsinger, I'm not really reloading the weapon. I'm just fire, fire, fire. I don't have to dodge to the beat or anything like that. And the weapons are just boom, boom, boom. I'm sorry, I'm comparing here. But in BPM, firing the weapon, reload sound effects, the animations of like slapping a magazine into the shotgun, all of that kind of makes it feel like you are accompanying the soundtrack. You're a part of the soundtrack. Bam, bam, reload, bam, bam, reload. The little clicks of the reload add just like that little extra touch when you're firing to the beat and to the music. And I don't get that here in Metal Hellsinger. And I would like to give you a particular example, okay? In Metal Hellsinger, both the weapons that I was using, the shotgun and the pistols, I'm not really paying attention to how much ammo I have. I just fire, and then when the game reloads, it reloads. In BPM, you start the game with an 8-shot pistol, and I will frequently, in that game, go shoot, 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 reload. Not because I have to, but because it feels good to do that on the beat as a part of the music. I'm not firing 8 shots and then reloading. I'm firing 6 shots, spending 2 actions to reload because it feels like that should be what happens there. It kind of feels natural to do that to the beat. And I feel like that's what really differentiates BPM and Metal Hellsinger, is that Metal Hellsinger doesn't feel like the gameplay and the soundtrack truly meld. But it is still a visually impressive game, but I think that BPM is a little bit more up my alley. And not because of the fact that it is, roguelite-esque, but just because it just feels way more satisfying to be shooting in that game. But I like the overall world design here. I like the fact that everything looks nice, that you have these unique combat arenas that you're going into and then fighting in. All of that does look visually impressive, but BPM plays a little bit better for me. For me personally, and maybe you love metal so gosh darn much that Metal Hellsinger is the exact game that you're looking for. Well, the demo is available on Steam. You can download it if you want. You get the first, I assume this is the first level of the game since we picked up the shotgun and the pistols, but maybe it's a special demo level. You never know. For now, thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe for more. Check me out on Twitch for when I go live. Support the channel at any of the links below in the video description, and there will be a link to the Metal Hellsinger on Steam. And I hope to see you here again for the next Let's Look At.